Hey, what's up everyone? Mark Price here at devslopes.com and welcome to the course. This is just a real casual get to know Mark and see what we're going to be building in the course today. Or this week or this month or however long it takes you to get through all the hours of great content. So I'm just pulling open some designs here from the apps that you're going to build. And I'll start off with loading this one here. The very first app you're going to build is right from the beginning, and you're going to learn how to work with animations, and you're going to learn how to show and hide things on the screen, the absolute basics. It's about 20 minutes, and it'll get you up and running super fast with iOS development within a few minutes of just starting the course. And so you kind of press the power button, and then it goes over to the rocket and plays the animation. Really cool stuff. After that, we're going to build an app called Swoosh, where you're going to learn how to swap between different screens on an app. You're going to learn how to work with IB actions some more, how to pass data between screens, and how to just get more familiar with the Xcode interface and interface builder. Basically, the most fundamental and basic things you will be doing every single time you build an iOS app in every single app, and these are foundational principles, so it's really important to learn. After that, you're going to learn how to build an app that can be supported on both iPhone and iPad. And if you notice here, looking between these two graphics, they're different. Okay, we have different designs for different screen sizes. And so you're going to learn how to make adaptive user interfaces that change based on the screen size. So it can look great on an iPad and an iPhone versus just having an iPhone app scale up, which is never ideal. So you're going to learn all about that, supporting multiple screen sizes. Okay, and then this is a really cool app. This is where you can, this is called Window Shopper, and it's where you can actually put in a price of an item, and then you can put in the hourly wage that you get at your job to see how long it would take you to be able to afford that item. So this would be your first app where you're really building a fully functional app that you could actually submit to the App Store. So it's going to have an algorithm under the hood that does the calculation for you, and then it's going to show it up on the screen. And this one's also really cool. Unlike other courses where they just go through the basics, I actually show you how to make these very custom fields. Like you see these text fields, they're not default in Xcode. You don't get those for free. So we hand code those, we handcraft those. I show you little tips and tricks, not ticks. I show you tips and tricks that help you build beautiful user interfaces, and this stuff will stick with you for the rest of your iPhone career. And these things set you apart from other developers. Those little tiny things that just make apps amazing. After that, you're going to learn how to work with tables and with data. We're going to build a storefront. It's called Coder Swag, where you can basically tap in at different categories, shirts, hoodies, hats, and learn how to supply data into a table view. And then it's going to take you to another screen when you tap on a table view cell, and then you can actually see the data that is for that particular item, the price and the name. And we're going to make a mock service that simulates talking to a server and downloading this information and then displaying it dynamically. And you're also going to learn how to reuse those table view cells, and you're going to learn how to use a collection view and collection view cells. So the collection view is what you see here, and it's more of a grid format, and the table view is more of an up and down format. You're going to learn how to work with all those things. Again, super fundamental principles in iOS development. So the next thing we're going to do is learn how to work with maps, and this one is really cool. You're going to be able to work with hashtags and be able to show images within a certain area on a map, and you're going to work with annotations and a whole bunch of custom features that have to do with apps. A really cool app, fully functional, and you're going to basically master the principles of iOS development at this point, including things like peek and pop, which you see here, which you can do with 3D touch on some of the newer iOS devices. After that, we have a Slack clone, and this app is amazing. It's huge. It's like 10 hours long, just this app alone. And the reason why we made it so long is because it is so important for you to learn how to build a fully functional app. It's not enough just to build a simple little app that teaches you the most basic principles and then leave it. So we're actually going to teach you how to authenticate with a server. We're going to teach you how web requests work, what an API is, how HTTP requests work, and what that even means. And you're going to learn how to send messages to other users, and this is literally fully functional. You could submit a Slack clone to the App Store after this section is done, and so you can send messages to other people. You can create chat rooms in here. You can upload profile images. You're going to learn about authentication and login and so much more. Literally a full stack application, and you're going to learn it here. And when you're done with this app, you're going to be a very skilled iOS developer. But wait, there's more. So you're also going to learn about in-app purchases. You're going to learn in this section, there's a few different graphics you'll see here, but in this section you're going to learn how to remove advertisements. So you'll learn how to implement AdMob with Google, and then you're going to learn how to make an in-app purchase to remove the ads, and then you're also going to make an in-app or make a feature where you can restore the in-app purchases. So if a person deletes the app off their device and they reinstall it, you can restore the purchases and remove those advertisements. Really important stuff if you want to make money with your apps, which I'm sure you do. Okay. Next thing you're going to learn is data persistence with Core Data. And Core Data is iOS's framework for persisting data to the device. And you could use SQLite directly with an iOS app, but Core Data was built to make your life a lot easier. And so it's pretty involved. There's a lot to it, and you're going to learn the ins and outs of it. And as you build your very own goal setting app, basically you can create goals and set points on those goals, like so, and then what's going to happen is it's going to store to the device, and then even if you don't have an internet connection, etc., it'll pull that data back up. So really important things to learn if you want offline support, for instance, or want data to persist on a device even after the user has killed the app. Just very important things you need to know. So you'll learn that as well. And then the next thing is a really cool app where you're basically building your own social network for programmers. And this is cool. So you'll be able to log in, create a profile picture. You can make posts, kind of like Facebook, except this is kind of nerd related. The app's called Breakpoint. And imagine just a group of hackers and nerds getting together, making posts about technical subjects and hanging out and discussing. So a fully functional social network. And this section is all about Firebase. This is where you're going to learn how to work with a server, which is critical. Any app that has made any significant amount of money that's not a game requires a server, and most games have servers now too. And so you need to know how to work with servers and how to store data on a back-end database, and you're going to learn how to use Firebase, which is Google's full suite of tools for working with database and managing data in an app. And it's super awesome, very powerful. It is the #1 framework to use out there for this type of database for mobile apps. So you can be a one-stop shop. You can build apps for clients with backends using Firebase. This is amazing stuff. You definitely need to take this section, and it's very thorough, very long. So you're going to get a lot out of it. The next thing, which is really cool, is the ARKit, augmented reality. And what you do here is basically it pulls open the camera, the ARKit, and you're going to learn how to import models or 3D models in a real-world environment, as you can see right here. In this particular app, it's called Ramp Up, and it's where you can kind of build your own skate park. So if you're into extreme sports and you want to know where to put your ramps, if you're going to have room for it, you can actually do it in augmented reality and see what it would look like to actually have the ramp there. And of course, it's not about ramps as much as it is about placing objects in 3D space, which you could do for anything, whether it's placing objects in a house or trying on clothes before you buy them. The possibilities are endless, and I'm going to teach you all of the core foundational principles for placing objects in 3D space, and then when you move around them, they stay in the space. And you're going to learn how to do all that, how to move objects around and rotate them and delete them, and how to actually even do the things like import the 3D models and how to set textures and materials. Because when you're working with ARKit, you're actually working with game development using SceneKit, and it can be really complex, but we break it down really simple for you here, and it's a really fun app to build, and it'll take your knowledge to a whole new level. And then lastly, we have our machine learning section, which is just out of this world. What you'll be able to do is hold your phone in front of something, and your phone will recognize it. And then Siri, using this speech synthesizer, will actually speak it back to you. So if you took a picture, hold your phone in front of the remote, it'll say remote control, and it'll speak it back to the user. And this has so many possibilities, from accessibility for somebody who, can't see very well. You could hold a phone up and it can speak back to you what you're doing. Really powerful stuff. You'll learn about how machine learning works and what the models are for machine learning, and a whole bunch more. And in addition to all the apps that you're building, you of course can learn Swift, the programming language for iOS development, and you'll learn it in depth. You'll learn about object-oriented programming, the data structures such as arrays and dictionaries, and so much more. And you don't have to have any coding experience in order to do that or to take this course. So it's quite a course. It's quite a ride. When you're done, you'll be able to apply for junior iOS development jobs, build your own apps. And here at DevSlopes, about 90% of our employees are all former students, and we've trained them and helped them, and they are amazing developers now. So you can do it too, no matter how hard you think it is and how tough it is to code and how many problems you run into. If you persist at it, you will succeed, and you'll learn that all here. So get ready. Make sure you code every single day, and make sure that you learn every single day. Don't let any days go by where you're not writing code. And let's get started. I'll see you in class.